thing I want to make sure everyone gets across tonight is traffic is not your issue. When you're looking at success on the internet, when you're looking at making money on the internet, traffic should never, ever, ever be the thing that's holding you back, because there is so much of it. It may seem a little scary, but there's so much of it that you can get any traffic that you want. So when you look at your traffic matrix, you want to have what I call the four corners of traffic. You've got paid, you've got PPC, you've got free, which encompasses SEO, and you've got the ad networks. So those are the easy ways I think people can get traffic. And in my opinion, I think Google AdWords is the absolute easiest and best starting point for anyone looking to be successful on the internet. The reason is it's so quick. There's a campaign that I created a couple weeks ago, and this one I started it in the Content Network. You may not understand what the Content Network is yet, but within, I want to say, 3 hours of launching that campaign, I had almost 1,000 people hit the website. There's no other forms of marketing where you can get the traffic that quick. I mean, literally within 3 hours, I've gotten almost 1,000 people hit that website. So Google AdWords not only is it a great source of traffic, it's consistent, it's always going to be there. Google is not going to disappear anytime soon. You just have to know how to use Google and play by their rules, but there's a phenomenal amount of traffic, and that's why I think Google AdWords is a great starting point. And what you also need to understand about Google AdWords and other forms of traffic is Google is nothing more than a medium. They connect you with eyeballs. That's all they do. So what you have to do as a business person is you have to have a healthy respect for that, in that Google doesn't mean sales. Once you get the eyeballs, you now have conversion process. Okay, and by that I mean Google brings you the eyeballs. You then, through your sales methods or through your funnel, convert those eyeballs into what we call prospects or suspects. So you've got to have a conversion process. 90% of the businesses, when I look at their models, they don't have a conversion process. Their conversion process is I'm driving the traffic from Google, I'm taking them to my website, and there's an order button. That's their conversion process, and that is not what sales is about. Okay, so you have to have a good conversion and a sales process to get Google AdWords to work. Now, this is something that's a big question. What do you have to do differently today that just 2-3 months ago you didn't have to do when it comes to Google AdWords? Many of folks have heard that there's some folks who've had some issues with their Google AdWords accounts where Google has been banning a couple people. Here's the reality. If you're out there doing black hat and suspicious activities, you're walking a thin line. The people who are doing legitimate businesses, the people who are selling legitimate products, aren't having this issue with Google. Now, let me explain some of the things that you need to absolutely be careful of when you're doing Google AdWords. Number one, if you're selling biz-oppy type gimmicky things, I am telling you right now, you're going to lose your account. Google does not like that model at all. They don't like these sites where it's, enter in your email and then you're back-ending people a hidden continuity product. Google does not like that model. If you're going to do affiliate marketing, if you're doing CPA offers, what you have to do now is you just have to do a little bit more homework when you're picking your market. So what you want to do, back in the days was you wanted to sell a product, you just go out, you pick a product, and boom, you start promoting it. Now what you have to do is you have to pick a product or pick an offer. You have to go and then study their webpage. Make sure they've got all their terms of services. Make sure if they've got testimonials can be substantiated, because if you're promoting a product that's got a testimonial on their website and it's a false testimonial, you're just as liable as the person who created that website, because you're the advertiser. So when it came to the FTC and to Google, one of the things that they've decided to do is to go after the advertiser. So you have to make sure you do your homework and that you're picking products that have complied with not only the FTC, but has also complied with Google. So just do a little bit of homework. Back then you didn't have to do as much homework. Today you absolutely have to do your homework, because you may pick a product, and although you didn't do anything wrong, they did something wrong, and you can be in trouble. Now, if you're going to do CPA offers, this is absolutely critical. Talk to your CPA manager or your affiliate manager at the CPA network. When that product expires or is no longer valid, what some CPA networks will do is they will substitute that link for another offer. So you don't have to change your advertising. They're just going to put a new offer behind the one that you've been promoting. Here's the problem with that. Offer number one you did your homework with and was compliant. Offer number two is not compliant with the FTC or is not compliant with Google. So you just want to make sure, if they're going to swap an offer, that number one, they contact you and let you know so you can check, or number two, find out, try to get make sure that they're not going to substitute your offers. You've got to do a little bit of homework here. I've had this happen. I had a student who lost their account because the CPA network substituted an offer, and the offer they substituted an offer that was a penny stocks offer and substituted for Project Payday. Well, Google does not like Project Payday. Guess what happened? Guy lost his account because the CPA network changed that. So just got to do a little bit of homework and be careful with what you promote. If it doesn't make sense, if it looks gimmicky, be careful, because this is your account here. Okay? Yahoo and MSN are following suit. Okay, whatever Google does, Yahoo and MSN follow suit. So this is extremely important. You don't want to have to have an internet business, and you cannot do any pay-per-click. That's a very, very difficult spot. Keep moving right along. Okay, so what is the most common mistake that people make when trying to drive traffic to their website? There's a ton of mistakes that people make, but I'm going to start by giving you just the top 2 or 3 that I think people make. Number one, people don't do their homework. So let's open up an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you something here. Okay, let's go to, where is my ROI calculator? Okay, so it is so easy to do your homework. You should never go into a market blind. When you go into that market, you should know, before you even start, what are the possibilities that I'm going to be successful in this market, or am I not going to be successful? Let me give you, these are exact numbers that came from one of my students who called me one day and said, hey, Greg, you know, I've been running this promotion, and it's been a couple weeks, and I haven't made any money. Can you tell me, what do you think? What do I need to change? So I said, well, let's take out my ROI calculator. This is what I call my ROI profit estimator calculator. And so what we did was, we went into, I said, okay, let's assume we're going to drive 10,000 visitors to the website this month through pay-per-click. This is why you see 10,000 in this block over here. Then I said to him, well, what are you paying per click right now? He was paying 79 to 80 cents per click. That's what this number here says. Now, the next thing I asked him was, let's talk about conversion rate. And let me tell you, on the internet, when you're looking to judge whether you should go into a market or not, start with a 1% conversion rate. Okay? This is more realistic than assuming you're going to get a 10% conversion rate. Now, his commission for this particular product was $40. So let's look at this. 10,000 visitors, 80 cents per click, 1% conversion rate, $40 commission per sale. So let's look at the numbers and what happens. His cost of advertising is $8,000. That's 80 cents times 10,000. The number of sales is 100. That's 1% of 10,000. His gross sales is 4,000. That's $40 times the 100 units sold. Look at what the profits are. It's negative 4,000. So before he even went into the market, if he did the math, he would have known, I don't stand a chance in heck for this market to work.